So iPadOS 17 is right around the corner, and it's probably going to be another 2 or 3 months till we see the beta of this specific version. It's said that June 5th is going to be WWDC, and you might be wondering what iPads are basically going to be supported on iPadOS 17. Now, the thing here is that we don't know for a fact, but it's quite obvious which iPads are probably going to be dropped when this version of software comes out. So for starters, there are currently a lot of iPads that Apple supports right now that may not possibly be getting the next generation of software. If I'm being honest, there are quite a few iPads that Apple has made that may not have the best chipsets right now, so it makes a lot of sense why Apple is going to start moving some pieces around. So first of all, with the iPad minis, I think both the iPad minis that are currently supported are still going to continue to get support on iPadOS 17. So the iPad mini 5 and the iPad mini 6 are still going to be getting, iPadOS, but this brings us straight into the standard iPad baseline models. So it looks like to me the iPad 5th generation is most likely not going to be getting the next generation of iPadOS. It would make pretty much zero sense why that specific, device would get that, version of software. To be honest, I didn't even think it was going to be getting iPadOS 16. So for iPadOS 17 for it to, potentially even to come on it, it wouldn't make any sense. I'm almost 99% positive that the iPad 5th generation is probably not going to be getting that version of software with iPadOS 17. But this brings us to the iPad 6th generation. This one basically has the same chipset as the iPhone 7, and the iPhone 7 stopped getting support on iOS 15. So I honestly don't know if this iPad's going to be getting that next version of software either. I think it's like 50-50. I mean, I'm pretty sure it might be getting, iPadOS 17, but if Apple drops support of the iPad, 5th generation, the iPad 6th generation probably would make a lot of sense. But this brings us straight into the iPad 7th generation, and this iPad has the same chipset as the iPad 6 as well. So if Apple stops supporting the iPad 6, well, Apple's going to have to stop supporting the iPad 7 probably too, because they have the exact same chipset inside. So that is going to be a very confusing thing. Whatever Apple does to one, they're probably going to have to do to the other. I think most likely Apple's 100% dropping the iPad 5th generation, and then they may keep the 6 and 7 for iPadOS 17, and they might drop both of them at the same time when iPadOS 18 comes out. So that could be something Apple does there. All of the iPad Airs are going to be supported from what I can tell, but the iPad Pros, Apple may end up dropping support of the lower end iPad Pros, the ones with the A9 chipsets inside, basically the first generation iPad Pro, the 12.9 inch one, or the 12. Whatever size that was, the first generation iPad Pro with a 9.7 inch display, and the other ones that are above the A9 chip, they're still definitely going to be getting support, but the ones below the A9, maybe even the A10 chip, those ones are probably going to be drop support, which probably could include that iPad Pro 10.5 inch, which makes me think that Apple is going to probably support those devices a little bit longer. So if you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.